Namaskar, Venkat ji,
Okay.
and welcome.
Namaskar, Chaudhary.
We continue our conversation. We embarked on this journey about how to get disease free, getting inspiration from how you got rid of so many conditions, about 6 or 7 conditions after the age of 60. So, your name, let me introduce you are Venkat Rao Karturi ji, and it is an honor to have you here and talk to us and share how you are in the state of health that you are today, absolutely medicine free, disease free, in the peak of your health. We spoke a little about what our body is made of, the 5 elements, how these 5 elements, fire, water, ether, air, and earth, together in a balanced state keeps us disease free. And this has been the way, the scientific way of looking at our body much before the advent of modernity. And the system and its forms have worked very well for many cultures across the world. And understanding how our body functions is not the job of just a few people in the society. It is the responsibility of every human being, and it is within everyone's reach and understanding, right? Just like Venkatji,
Very,
you got rid of your diseases. Everyone is capable of doing that.
yes, I want to help you to get rid of your glasses also.
You have taken the words from my mouth. After hearing you, I actually told my family that this is a goal I have kept for myself, that I want to get rid of my glasses.
Give me 3 months, that's all.
Thank you. I will get on this journey. You spoke of how every life form on the planet, all animals, all birds, take care of themselves individually. They don't have groups, certain special groups that they consult. They take care of themselves, their own bodies. And then you
Yes.
spoke of how we have these wonderful machines in our body, that work in a harmonious fashion, and the date of manufacture of all these machines is millions of years back. So, taking a cue from all the life forms around us that we notice there is some things in common between all life forms, and that, they eat what nature provides. They eat clean, live,
Yes.
natural foods, and they stay away from those foods that are not designed for them. And we have
Right.
unfortunately stopped doing that. And the other ways that we have departed or deviated, which these other life forms have not, are as such, that all life forms work to eat. They find their food, they put in that physical effort, they are exposed to the natural elements, to the sun, to the rain, to the magnetic power of the earth. They take in sufficient oxygen. They drink when they are thirsty. They eat when they are hungry. They chew their food well. And they pay attention, as we mentioned right in the beginning, to what they eat. None of this is being followed by the most intelligent species on earth today, which is us, human beings. And that has resulted in imbalances, in disorders, imbalances of the elements, which we see as disturbed physiology, as disturbed mental conditions. And today, that's exactly what we will talk about, which we have different names like arthritis, cardiovascular condition, or heart problem, right? So we look at these separately, not understanding what underlies them, what is behind them, what is the root cause, where they are rising from. So Venkatji is going to throw light on these root causes of all these diseases, umbrella of diseases.
Thank you, Chavi. Let me appreciate you for the super memory you have. Now I start with a little repetition of animals take care of themselves with their instincts. Human being has these instincts even now, but he also has additionally intellect, which means to say that you can be better than those life forms which have only instincts. But then we have deviated, as you said. So the reasons may be many. Let us not dig into the reasons. What is happening now, we'll see. Now we will have to discuss the consequences of deviation. The nature is so scientifically designed. It does not tolerate any deviation, whether it is 21st century or 30th, 31st century, whatever it is. Millions of years, the species, human species are there, and nature is regulating the human beings also even now, however modern you may be. I want to give you the major consequences, that is imbalances we call it, and they are very important imbalances. Now first imbalance is glucose imbalance. Many people talk about glucose very loosely. It is nothing but blood sugar which we get from the food we eat, especially carbs, carbohydrates. It is a main source of energy for the body. The blood carries glucose to all body cells. First disease when blood sugar is high is diabetes. It is a household name in India, especially our Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, where they use the white rice.
India is the diabetic
At
capital,
least,
right?
yes, capital of the world.
Yeah.
In India, Andhra Pradesh is the capital of India for
Wow.
the diabetes. The rice and wheat we use, in 20 minutes, the glucose is released into the blood in high volume, 35 to 40 grams at a time. But then we have a blood of only 6 liters. Each liter can absorb 1 gram at a time. It cannot absorb, that means more than 6 grams at a time. Imagine the consequences when 35 to 40 grams is released into the blood. The carbohydrates like millets, they release glucose in a regulated way due to the high fiber content in them. Because there is hardly any fiber, 0.25% in rice and 1% in wheat, they don't regulate. Now the body has to use this sugar immediately or store as glycogen, taking away from the blood. Liver makes glycogen, makes it fat, makes it triglycerides, etc. What does insulin injections do? Everybody thinks, okay, eat whatever you want, whatever you like, then go for diabetes medicines. Do they remove excess sugar from the body, from the blood? People think these medicines remove this excess sugar from the body. They remove from the blood but cannot send it outside the body. Transfers to other tissues of the body, to including all the joints, especially knee joints. People do
Mm.
not realize because of diabetes, they're affected, their knee joints are affected. The medicines takes over the function of the pancreas. All the medicines do backseat driving. Then what
Mhm.
happens? The original driver leaves driving. Heart is affected, whole blood circulation is affected, small blood vessels in kidneys are affected, eyes, so minute blood vessels in the eyes. That's why they call it retinopathy. Eyes are affected. Neuropathy, nerves
Mhm.
and brain functions are also affected. So
Mhm.
this is the result of excess blood sugar. We are suppressing. into the body by using medicines. There is an excellent way to come out of it. And anybody who is having this diabetes, even 20 years, they can set it right in 3 to 6 months. Blood pressure, we can cure in 1 month.
Yeah.
Thyroid, 2 to 3 months.
Mhm.
Diabetes, 3 to 6 months. Kidney problem, 6 months. Cancer, depending upon the stage 1, 2, 3, 4, we can get rid of cancer in 6 months to 2 years. That's why I'm promising there is a way to come out of diabetes, and if you don't come out of it, you will be affected with 10 other side effects diseases. They are very serious.
I like this expression you have, given to medicines here as backseat driving. In our last conversation,
Yes,
you spoke of how our body is actually capable of self healing, and whenever there is a problem,
yes,
it puts all the gears in motion to correct the system. However, when we take these medicines, it interferes with these corrective mechanisms, natural
yes, yes,
corrective mechanisms of the
very
body.
right.
So, what I heard was diabetes is actually curable in a matter of days. You can actually reverse it in, like, you can normalize your sugar in a matter of 3 days also. So I'm curious why you
Yes,
said 3 months. It actually is one of the faster healing conditions.
Chavi, I don't know whether you understand this or not. It's a big task even to make people accept that diabetes in of 20 years can be cured.
It's interesting. Like, I met somebody who was closer, maybe even younger than me, and she said that she was diabetic. And she said that she tried a vegan diet for a little while. And I know that we will be talking about solutions later, but I just thought it was interesting to mention here. So she was like, I couldn't do it. I just gave it up. So now she prefers living with the medicine rather than changing her diet. So there are many people, I think, who think like this, that they rather live with the medicine than change their diet. Not knowing, realizing what you just mentioned, that there are so many other consequences if involved. They are getting on the
Yes,
train that loads other diseases along the line as it travels.
there are so many other things that may be affected. At least people will realize that unless we cure diabetes, there will be 10 other diseases will be affected by. Yeah. Now, second one is hormonal imbalance.
Mhm.
They are called endocrine glands, ductless glands, so many names are there. People do not even realize that they have hormonal glands. So they are regulators and protectors of our body. Yogis long back
Mhm.
described them as chakras much before Western medicine and Ayurveda realized that there are hormonal glands.
Mhm.
There are 7 chakras as per yogis, and they are equivalent to endocrine glands. The Sahasrara chakra is equivalent to pineal gland, which
Yeah.
regulates water balance, acts as a manager of all glands. Ajna chakra, second one, controls the pituitary gland,
Mhm.
controls air and space. It is like a king of all glands. Third one is Vishuddha, thyroid and parathyroid glands. They control air, lungs, heart, temperature. They are called barometers of the body. Then Anahat chakra, thymus, acts as a godmother till the child reaches puberty. Fifth one is Manipura, pancreas, controls fire, production of digestive juices, regulates blood and sugar levels, character building, controls sodium, water balance, etc. The next one is Swadhisthana. It controls Apan Vayu, and so movement of stools or urine, controls all organs below diaphragm. Last one is Mooladhar. Mooladhar is The sex and gonads controls water, phosphorus content, produces sex hormones. These glands produce 140 types of internal secretions which
Mm-hmm.
get mixed with blood, go to build up the body to keep it in a healthy condition. Surprisingly, they also mold the mind and character. Yes, believe it. They maintain metabolism,
Mm.
controls all five basic elements, thus protecting us from all illnesses.
When you said that they regulate the function of all the five elements, so the five elements are the panchabhutas, right? The earth, water, fire, ether that we
Yes,
discussed.
yes. One example I'll give you, you'll understand. Thyroid and parathyroid are barometers of our body, and accordingly, they adjust the body
Yeah.
to the changing environment. That
Correct.
is why, according to the season, you have to change your habits,
Right.
food habits, and your dress habits, your lifestyle. Hormonal glands silently do all these functions. They
Right.
don't claim any importance because many of the people do not know that they have hormonal glands unless they are affected by hypothyroid.
Yeah.
Then they will know, yes, this is a hormonal gland which I have to take care.
Yeah.
Until that time, they don't even realize such important producing 140 types of internal secretions. I will give you one more how nicely they cooperate with each other.
Yeah.
Many times,
Mm-hmm.
whenever any thyroid patient comes to me,
Mm-hmm.
I dig deep because anybody who is getting affected by hypothyroid, his
Mm-hmm.
adrenal gland is affected first. Why the adrenal gland is affected is the day-to-day stress. So, in order to help its sister gland, adrenal gland, the thyroid gets up. So, if adrenal gland is corrected, thyroid also will be normal. Simply giving medicine to thyroid will not help. What is
Amazing.
the root cause? Root
Yes.
cause is your stress. I
Correct.
already told you yesterday also 50% of the diseases are
Yes.
coming through stress. One becomes fearful and ill natured. Sex glands overactive means passionate and selfish. Thymus not normal. One becomes bad tempered. Pituitary gland is affected. Pitiless is a dyer of crimes, dacoit, thief, even a murderer. It goes to such an extent in the if there is imbalance. Just for example, I have given some of them.
Mm.
One urologist, Edwin Blackwell, said that all the systems of our body could be kept functioning properly by activating the endocrine and exocrine, unnatural hormones like estrogen to counter menopause, osteoporosis, etc., disturbs hormonal glands and increases of even cancer to the body. One important thing I want to spend some time here is very important. Animal protein. I want to talk specifically about milk, animal milk. First of all, I want to ask you one question straight away for you and to the listeners. Why should human beings drink milk of animals?
It's been a practice for a while and it's become a tradition or a habit.
So, which means the society forms a habit and you
Mhm.
continue even without batting an eyelid. I was not there 100 years back, not even 60 years back. When I was a child in the village, people used to come to our house to take buttermilk. There was never sale of milk as such. Maybe from your childhood you are observing and you are following. But why don't you ask the question? I will tell you four good reasons. First thing, animal milk has such high hormones which makes it cough, mature at the age of 2.5 years and makes it pregnant by the age of 3 years. Our girl children are getting puberty by drinking animal milk at the age of 6.5 years, 8 years, 7 years. It should happen at the age of 14 to 15 years. Some people say we are keeping our milk animals. We are not giving hormone injections. I accept that all those things. The milk natural itself contains hormones. It is not the girl child alone. The male children also are affected. They don't have sufficient sperm, or if they have sufficient sperm, 50% is dead sperm. Added to that, you take the milk of milk animals which are given steroids to increase their milk production from 2 liters to 15 liters. People told me milk is a composite food or something they say. One the reason they say is calcium. A liter of milk contains only 1 gram or little less than that, which you get in a sesame laddu of lemon size, 1 gram. There is a tremendous hormone imbalance if people drink animal milk. PCOD problems, they are also because of that.
Reproductive hormonal imbalance is the cause for the rise of so many IVF clinics. Now they have become like part of the city landscape, right? Every colony in the in the city, especially in big cities, seems to have an IVF clinic.
The way we live, the human beings will not be able to produce children. This is Dr. Khadarwali, our guru, said very scientifically. People are losing the reproductive capacity, both women and men. I will discuss more about this, how to correct these hormonal glands when I touch the topic of acupressure, because it works wonderfully well in activating and balancing these hormonal glands.
So we've covered glucose imbalance and we've covered hormonal imbalance. Can you relate some of the diseases? Diabetes is an obvious glucose imbalance, but can be other conditions. Glucose imbalance can be the root cause for them. And similarly, for hormonal imbalance, some of the diseases.
Glucose imbalance causes many diseases, including cancer. I can't discuss in details now because I want to touch them when we talk about nutrition part of it. We will go to the next, the last one, third one, microbial imbalance. Very interesting topic. Microbes are present in our from our elementary canal to our sewage system in billions. In fact, they are much more in number than our bodily cells. 10 times more than our body's cells, which means the body belongs to them, not to you. You cannot claim this is my body. This is the body of microbes.
That's right.
Then, what is the purpose of their existence here? These help us in supplying certain chemicals needed for metabolism. They live with us as our friends, except a few bacteria, some virus like things, which harm. But majority of the microbes, they are our friends. But our modern lifestyle destroys them. Antibiotics kills all the microbes. Harmful foods like fast food, junk food, they're all chemicals, no? Cellular stress also, gastrointestinal problems. Our gut is called microbial bank. Many brain related diseases like autism, fits, paralysis, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, all are due to microbial imbalance. Modern medicine has now realized that microbiome is very important, very surprising and also shocking to me. They have found a new technique to improve this microbiome. FMT,
Yeah,
you
fecal
heard that?
microbial transplant. Yes.
Then administration of a solution of fecal matter from a donor into the intestinal tract of a recipient in order to directly change the microbial composition of the recipient. What an unfortunate system. Cost 6,000 to 16,000 US dollars.
Absolutely. And you will be surprised to know that there is actually a wait list for this procedure.
There will be zero waiting list. There will not be any expenditure of $1 if we follow our Guru's Dr. Khadavali's method of. He gives us simple and natural method which costs nothing. Take fermented porridge. We call it ambali of millets for 9 weeks. It develops your own gut microbiome naturally. So simple. Only the ignorance part of it is preventing them to do it. Scratch or destroy all that waiting list, Chavi. I cure many of these Alzheimer's patients. I set their microbial micro, gut microbiome first. Excellent cure for all brain diseases because the gut and brain are very closely related. That's why, yes, modern medicine has realized. That's why they have come to FMT. Maybe this is another business for them, but they have realized the importance of micro. That is why I'm happy. These are the three imbalances. In the next lecture, we will try to address in a detailed manner the nutrition part of it, which will set right all these three imbalances side by side, giving the nutrition, good nutrition, and avoiding some bad things like that. We will go like this. We will get the answers.
Okay. All right. As you said that you have treated Alzheimer's patients, right? So, what at what level did they come and consult you? Like,
Unfortunately, many of the patients, even cancer patient, diabetic patient, they exhaust all the alternatives which they call, but then they come last. Any stage, we have the method. So one statement I am making again and again: there is no disease in the world which we cannot cure. I said this even to stage 4 cancer patient by saying, Are who has decided the stage 1, 2, 3, 4? Not God, it is the doctors. Doctor should say, I have no methods to cure it. Please go away. But don't tell him stage 4 and you will die. And there are cases which Dr. Khadavali shared with us a number of times. It is the doctor who died before the stage 4 cancer patient who came, who was cured by him, and the doctor died. So, doctor is not a God. He can only say, yeah, my limitation is this. Yes, any stage provided, Chevy provided, these people, unlike your friend, wants to do that, wants to follow the protocol, wants to follow the guidance and stop all bad habits.
so thank you so much, Venkatji, for this session. It was tremendous learning, and we look forward to the next session with you on nutritional guidance to correct all these three imbalances. So thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.